So today we're gonna once again talk about this amazing site that it is in front of me, and it is actually called Instanerd. I haven't actually mentioned it yet in any of the episodes that I've been recording on this episode, but I think it is a very amazing one. I mean, there's so much information and so much interesting things. Most often I think they're interesting. You know what? The fucking carpet in my room, it pisses me off so fucking much. It's insane. But yeah, anyway, is this better? I think it is even worse, kind of. But it is warm. This is a good thing. So the first fact for today is, did you know that temperature affects the growth of your nails? Nail grow faster in summer and warm condition. In winter, the growth rate of nails slows down. Which is something that I didn't know, but pretty interesting, pretty cool. The question is why? I know why this is the case. It is something that we've already had. The name pineapple was the original name for a pine cone that grows on pine trees. Because the fruit pineapple looked like a huge pine cone, it too was called a pineapple. I don't know what a fucking pine is. Pine cone. Well, anyway, any fucking way. No, this is actually worse. Okay, I'd have to do it like this. Now this is good. This is how I wanna fucking see it here, This is how I wanna fucking see it here. The average human nail grows 36 millimeters per year, but this largely depends on age, gender, season, the amount of exercise you do, diet, and hereditary factors. They grow faster in hot climates than in cold ones. Fingernails grow approximately 4 times faster than your toenails. But I still feel like some days it's like, well, they're growing so fast, that I just can't even just shorten them anymore. In terms of they're growing so fast that they always seem to be so long, and yeah. Anyway, you know what I mean. If you announce your goals to others, you are less likely to make them happen because you lose motivation. Well, I'm not sure about this. Nah. Volcano rabbit is a small rabbit that resides in the mountains of Mexico. It is the world's second smallest rabbit, second only to the pygmy rabbit. But I wonder how big it is. It actually looks like a mouse. So I do kind of believe that it is as big as a mouse is. But, I don't know. I just don't know. Let's see. Indigo children is a very special group of beings who are believed to possess unusual and supernatural traits or abilities. You can recognize them because they are unique in the way they see things and how will not conform in order to fit into society. These kids own wisdom and a high level of awareness beyond their years. When you look into their eyes, you can see that they are old souls and wise ones. I do actually want to check out the article because it seems to be very woo-woo and very Je suis un indigo. Well, I don't speak French, but I would heavily argue actually that the site is not that trustworthy. Even though I just don't want to say anything, but Seth Godin once said that we should really have a look at every article, no matter by whom it is written and by which site it is published, because who knows what you can get out of it. And by thinking critically and by just examining the facts and thoughts that you're seeing, I think you can really also decide whether this is some bullshit or not. So yeah. To create the chips made for flash drives, manufacturing conditions are measured to be 100 times more clean and sterile than a hospital's operating room. That's insane, but I think the thing is that this is done by machinery, just solely, I think. I don't really believe that there is a lot of human hands involved there. And yeah, therefore But on the other hand, of course, it is interesting, but I don't know. In hospitals, you're still having human beings that are doing the operations, and yeah, therefore, I think solely because of that, and just only because of the fact that there is human beings involved, it just makes it way more unclean than anything else. White spots on your nails don't indicate a calcium deficiency. They are signs of previous trauma to the nail, the hard part of the nail. I see, but even though this moon thing, it actually, you know what I've seen? I actually don't know if I should show you, but I've just done it and I've noticed like, not good. If you just take I'm such a fucking idiot. If you take your thumb and you're putting it into your hand and you're just twisting it in that way, then you can actually fucking break your thumb. This segment there, as far as I remember. But the thing is, this half moon type of thing, so this moon thing that you see on the very bottom of the nail, I do think this can indicate something. I don't remember what it is, but I think it can indicate something. While seafood such as fish can be healthy, other types of seafood can have high levels of cholesterol. Just 3 ounces of lobster, for example, contains 61 milligrams of cholesterol before it is dipped in butter. Well. I didn't know about that. I thought that just all the seafood is very, very, very healthy. But I do want to point out that indeed lobster also feels, and I don't know when I've eaten lobster the last time, it's probably just quite some time ago. But it, I think, also is a fatty fish. So yeah, or fatty seafood, therefore. No, I still don't. Why is it actually just, I don't know why I'm having so many video problems at the point. I really don't know. I haven't had them in just such a long time. Yacht was originally used by the Dutch Navy as a small boat that was meant to catch pirates. Charles II used it as his own personal vessel, and since then the word has been applied to luxury boats and are often linked to important people. Are they? I don't know. When Ken Jeong's wife was diagnosed with cancer, she told him to pursue his dreams. He put a hold on his doctor career and began his comedian one. And now we all just know him, which is a cool thing. I appreciate that. I appreciate him for doing that. I think that this is great. According to the National Sleep Foundation, women are 2 times more likely to have insomnia than men. The reason for this condition may have to do with women's hormones. Sleepless nights and daytime sleepiness have been linked with hormonal changes in a woman's life, including pregnancy, menopause, and the menstrual cycle. The more I know, I do have to say, like in many instances or regarding many things, women do have a more difficult life than men. But, really big but, I wouldn't totally say that. It just always depends on, various things, But there's also just various other things where women are having a better time, let's put it like this. Sleep is essential activity to our lives. Okay. One investigation that was conducted by the American Cancer Society concluded that people who sleep 6 hours or less per night and those who sleep 9 hours or more had a death rate 30% higher than those who regularly sleep 7 to 8 hours. At this point in time, I really am also trying to figure out, or just trying to get as much sleep as I possibly can. And I've also actually seen that when I go to bed relatively late, which means, for example, yesterday, 11:30, then I tend to not sleep that well compared to going to bed at just 10 or something. But yeah, I think it just depends on the day. It depends what you're doing. It depends on so many different things. And I do think also a very big thing is to just not judge yourself by that and not just be like, wow, I need to go to bed and everything is so fucked up and I should sleep. And yeah, I think it's just only making it worse. Live your life, have a nice life, try to make your life as good as you possibly can. And yeah, so that sleep is actually like a burden and something that you do not want to do because you want to live and you want to just do things. When superglue starts to stick to your fingers, it can become troublesome very quickly. Instead of trying to pull the skin apart, you can use one homemade remedy. First, dip your fingers in water and put a small pile of salt on the superglue, then add some more water on the salt and rub the salt into the glue for about 1 minute, until it looks like white paste. After that, wash your hands and the glue should be gone. The more we know, so if you're having a problem with that, do it. This is something that we already know, or I already know. When Julius Caesar, or Caesar, however, was captured by pirates, he insisted that they raise their ransom demand because he felt it was too low. Well, he also told them that he would crucify them all personally. The pirates took it as a joke, but when the ransom was paid, Caesar raised a fleet, captured the pirates, and crucified them. Well, you know what? This is like, when you're a fucking asshole, this is something that's happened. That is happening to you. So, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for these fuckers. And now it is broken. Thank you. Or is it like just, no. If you start sending an SMS by mistake, you can cancel it by turning airplane mode on quickly as possible to cut off the connection before the message can get out. Then delete the message from the outbox just in case it tries to send it again, because it apparently takes some time. Modern pizza was born in 1889 when Queen Margherita Theresia Giovanni, the consort of Umberto I, King of Italy, visited Naples. Or is it? Well, I don't know. Don Raffaele Esposito, who owned a tavern-like place, was asked to prepare a special dish in honor of the Queen's visit. Esposito developed a pizza featuring tomatoes, mozzarella, cheese, and a never before used ingredient made from milk of milk of buffaloes. Yeah. And basil. He named it Margherita Pizza after a guest of honor. It is possible to create a plant that grows potatoes above the ground and tomatoes below by grafting a tomato plant stem onto a potato plant stalk. Which I think is very cool, but I don't know what it is taste-wise going to be like, what it is going to be. But the funny thing is potatoes above the ground and tomatoes below the ground, because it normally is vice versa. But the thing is it good? Because you then have to dig out the whole plant, isn't it? So I don't know. I don't know if you should be doing this. Koalas and primates are the only animals with unique fingerprints. Humans, apes, and koalas are unique in the animal kingdom due to the tiny prints on the fingers of their hands. I didn't know about koalas. The first hard drive was created in 1956 by IBM, weighed over a ton, required a forklift to be moved, and could only hold 5 megabytes of data, which is nothing, which is not only a song, or not even a song at this point in time. So fuck you. Intel employs a futurist whose job is to determine what it would be like to live 10 to 15 years in the future, which I think is, by the way, very important. I mean, as a company that big, you have to know what to go for. And if this is, a person you can really rely on, then yeah, fuck it. It's very important to just make good decisions in the long term. One of the most famous anecdotes in history of science is that falling apples on Isaac Newton's head caused him to suddenly come up with the theory of gravity, but there is no any evidence for that event. The truth is, he was particularly obsessed by the orbit of the moon around the Earth and eventually reasoned that the influence of gravity must extend over vast distances. After seeing how apples always fall straight to the ground, he spent several years working on the mathematics showing that the force of gravity decreased as the inverse square of the distance. Interesting. WWOOF is an international program that allows you to travel the world with food and accommodation covered in exchange for volunteer work. Which I think is a pretty cool thing if you're just into that. I don't know how many people are into that. But yeah, I think it is pretty cool. Jeans were first colored with indigo because darker colors better hides the dirt. For this purpose, 20,000 tons of indigo were produced annually for dyeing of jeans. But I think indigo is actually quite expensive now. An easy way to estimate the conversion of Fahrenheit to Celsius is to subtract 30 and then half the number. I gotta have to remember this because I'm often reading about Fahrenheit and I'm like, okay, what is this in Celsius? Just because I want people to know, and also just vice versa. The question is, if you're converting Celsius to Fahrenheit, you double the number, then add 30. Yes, this is what I wanted to know. This method is not quite accurate, but it will help you to get the approximate value. So let's say we're having approximately 24 degrees Celsius outside now, because of the sun, and it's actually very nice weather today, and I appreciate that, and I gotta have to be in the sun for a bit afterwards, after the recording sessions. So 24 times 2 is 48, I'm sorry. 24, 48, 48 plus 30 is 78. Let's see what 78, if I have calculated that correctly. Fahrenheit, 25 degrees. Actually, yeah, pretty nice. I hope I remember that, but I kind of have a bad feeling. Sharks do not have ears on the outside of their body, but rather on the inside of their heads. Yeah, I mean, they have some sensoric things and stuff like that, so they just can navigate through whatever. The story about Santa Claus is actually based on a real person. Why is there always something missing? It's based on a real person. Well, anyway, born around the year 270, Saint Nicholas earned a reputation as an anonymous gift giver by paying the downrights of impoverished girls and handing out treats and coins to children over leaving them in their shoes. Since his death, Nicholas has been canonized as the patron saint of children. Later, Coca-Cola created his red outfit for advertising campaign. Yes, and at this point in time, we just know him with this red thingy thing, even though nobody ever said that he was wearing red. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the episode there. So I wish you the best health, happiness, and also success, and also hope that you're gonna remind yourself and you're gonna be remembered, which basically means your legacy basically means being a nice person, and also being remembered as a nice person. I'm actually very tired today, and just very fucked, kind of. I don't know why. I really don't know, but yeah. 3 other questions that I have for you are: why are you here? What is bothering you the most? And what are you willing to what are you willing to change? Yeah, kind of. And these 3 questions are hopefully going to show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea, which is a pretty fucking cool thing. Yeah, one other question that I have for you is: what could you particularly say that is really going to change somebody's life? And yeah, with that being said, hopefully going to see you the next time. Bye bye, and thank you very much from the bottom of my heart.